Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all keeping safe and well. Today I am going to do a little favourites video for you. I recently uploaded a vlog of the weekend and also a Q&A type thing with Ryan, my fiance, so if you haven't checked those out then please do. Today I'm going to do a little favourites video. There's a couple of people on Instagram and stuff that when I put up what I'm reading or things like that, they ask for a video like this. So I'm going to give you a few of my favourite books at the moment, some favourite TV shows and Netflix shows as well. You'll see like a common theme in my stuff in that there's like a lot of like murder stuff that I quite enjoy watching or reading. I just find it quite interesting, that's all. So yeah, let's go ahead. Firstly, what should I start with? Let's start with TV shows. Where's my phone? I wrote a few down so that I don't forget. So the first TV show that I'm absolutely loving at the moment, and it is currently on, season 3 is currently running, is Killing Eve. I think it's on BBC, and honestly it's just so good. Like, the main actress, Jodie Comer, I think her name is, she plays Villanelle, and honestly she's the most incredible actress I've ever watched. It's really funny but also has these different stories that run along with it, and it's just really good. And it's like I was going to say light-hearted, it's not light-hearted, but it's just a really good programme and it's got brilliant actors in it. So that's the first one I definitely recommend giving a watch. The second one is called Murder Town. Now, I don't know, I feel like this is more of a common thing than people think it is, but Murder Town is basically, each episode is based in a different city in the UK, and they talk you through a murder or a series of murders that happened in that town. It's presented by a lady whose name I've forgotten, but she was an actress, but it's presented by her, and it's basically like real crime. So I recently found that on YouTube, but it's also on Amazon Prime as well. I had a little Google. So it's on Amazon Prime and it's on YouTube. So if you just type in Murder Town, it comes up with all the different episodes, and they're really quite good because sometimes I think a lot of people enjoy, I don't know, find it interesting to watch murder documentaries, but I find it more interesting when it's in the UK to like listen to things that happened nearby kind of thing. So yeah, that's another really good one if you just like a little murder documentary. Netflix. I have a few that I've watched recently that I've quite enjoyed. First one is Lock and Key. That one came up a few months ago, I think, and it was a new series about a family, and the dad had been killed and the rest of his family moved to his childhood home, and within his childhood home there were a bunch of magic keys. So at first I was a bit like, okay, magic keys, like whatever, like that stuff, you know, it could never be real, so it wouldn't be that good kind of thing. But we started watching it and it was actually really good. Again, the actors, a lot of them were quite young actors, but they were really good. And the storyline was good. That was a good watch actually, I enjoyed that. And then you kind of get a bit of a twist at the end, which always keeps you on the toes. Second one, which I've just finished literally last night, is called Outer Banks. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about this one because it had it listed as a teen. And I was like, okay, is it going to be a bit meh? But it wasn't, it was actually really good. Again, the main characters were all young-ish. Oh, a cow's just come into the field. Cute. What was I saying? Yeah, and we were watching that and it was a bit like, there's a bit of love in there, there's a bit of like loads of different stuff in it, so it keeps you like intrigued. But I've been distracted by the cows now. But there's also elements where you're like, oh, they're fighting over some grass. There's also elements where you're like really scared and kind of, yeah, that's good. So if you fancy like a easy to watch type thing, then Outer Banks is really good. The next one is called White Lines. This is a fairly new one, I think, that's not long come out, and that was really good. That was about a boy that went over to Ibiza with his friends to live the dream, and he got murdered, and it's about his sister who finds out that he actually got murdered and he didn't just disappear, and she goes over to Ibiza to figure out what happened to him. And that was really like emotional, like filled with action. You kind of get to know all of the characters individually, and then eventually, you know, find out what happened or whatever. But yeah, that was a really good one as well. Again, actors were all really good, so that makes it good. Finally, I'm going to go on to books. This is my favourite thing to talk about. So, firstly, I'm going to talk about this one. Now, this book is called Silke's Journey. I think that's how you say it. And this followed on from the book The Tattooist of Auschwitz, which was a really, really popular best-selling book. And it was, so The Tattooist of Auschwitz was a true story written by the author with the guy who it's about. I don't want to give too much away. With the guy who it's about, so it was kind of his experience and stuff like that. And the lady in this book that this book is about was in his book, so he explained his journey and what he went through and how he ended up where he ended up. And she appeared in his story and they crossed over, and then the same author did the same with, I don't know if she did it with this lady or whether it was her family that gave her Silke's journey, basically. So it's a really heartbreaking and difficult read, but also makes you really kind of appreciate what people went through and stuff like that. I would really recommend reading this, because this kind of thing about like the war and stuff like that, like history, it interests me because it's real and it actually happened, and I think a lot of the time we don't actually know a lot about it. But reading stuff like this, it's written in a story-like manner, so it's like reading something that's made up, but it's not, it's all real. So I definitely recommend giving that one a read, and reading The Tattooist of Auschwitz first, so that you kind of get the idea. You don't have to, but just so you get the idea. I didn't have that one with me, I lent it to someone, but yeah, that's the first one. I've currently been reading a series of books by an author called Ellie Griffiths. I happened to pick up, I think, 3 of her books in the charity shop literally up the road from my house. And I found them there and I was like, yeah, they sound a bit like me. So I bought them, and in the charity shop up our road you buy like, I don't know, it's like 6 paperbacks for like £5 or something. So they're dead cheap. So I found 3 of them, and I didn't realise at the time that they were a series, and then I got home and I looked at them and I was like, oh okay, this is a series of books. So I happened to pick this one up from the charity shop. So this is the first one in the series, called The Crossing Places. It is a series of 14 books. I've got a note on my phone of, you can't see because of the reflection, of all of the books in the series, and then I've crossed them off when I read them to make sure that I read them in order. So there's 14 books including a short story, and I am currently reading number 8. And so this series is called the Dr. Ruth Galloway Mysteries, and it is about an archaeologist. It's called Ruth Galloway, and each of the books, something different happens. They discover a new set of bones or something like that happens. I don't want to give too much away if you guys want to read them, but Ruth in the first one gets involved in a police investigation that they ask for her help on, and it is a really, really, really good book. And you kind of, from the first book, you get feelings towards the characters, and it's nice. I've never read a series before, so it's nice to get to know the characters, and then you see their stories developing throughout. So it's not all just about the bones that they found or the murder investigation that she's involved in. It's not always about that. It also follows her journey and the other characters' journeys, and they're just really, really likeable characters, and it kind of keeps you on your toes. Like they're just really good books that you just can't put down. So yeah, those are a few of my favourites at the moment. If you liked this video, then please give it a like and a nice comment down below. If you have any video recommendations, then please let me know. Feel free to message me on Instagram or comment on this video or any of my other videos, and I will look to get those filmed. It'd be nice to know what you guys like to watch, because sometimes it's hard to know. I know quite a few of you really enjoyed the vlog that we put up last week, so I don't know if you'd like to see more vlogging sort of at the weekends, if you want my Saturday video to be a vlog and then my Wednesday one to be a sit down, then just let me know what you're feeling. Thank you all so much for your support. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on your notifications, and I will see you again very soon.